Nestled on the Arabian Peninsula, Oman is the Middle East's best-kept secret. While neighbors like Dubai build towering skyscrapers, this wealthy sultanate has quietly chosen authenticity over flashiness, blending ancient maritime history with striking modern stability. Beyond majestic deserts and pristine coastlines lies a society that beautifully balances deep Islamic traditions with progressive development. How do its people thrive in this hyper-arid environment? From the rising influence of Omani women in the workforce to ancient secrets buried in the sand, we are revealing the fascinating reality of daily life in modern Oman. If you love uncovering unique cultures, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. What surprises you most about Oman? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's dive into our journey. Oman, the most peaceful nation in the Gulf. When people think of the Middle East, images of geopolitical volatility, rapid, chaotic urbanization, and flashy megaprojects often come to mind. However, Oman completely shatters this stereotype by standing firm as one of the most politically stable and genuinely peaceful nations in the entire world. For decades, the Sultanate has maintained a strict, highly respected foreign policy centered around the core philosophy of being a friend to all, enemy to none. This unique diplomatic stance has allowed the country to act as a vital, neutral mediator in a complex region, keeping its borders safe and its society remarkably unified. Despite possessing massive oil wealth that rapidly transformed it from an isolated agrarian society into a highly developed, high-income economy over the last half-century, you rarely see Oman splashing across international news headlines. The country purposefully shuns the attention-grabbing media strategies and hyper-luxurious marketing of its regional neighbors. Instead, the government focuses inward, consistently investing its substantial petrochemical revenues into world-class public infrastructure, universal healthcare, state-of-the-art schools, and robust social safety nets for its citizens. This deliberate avoidance of regional conflicts, coupled with a deep cultural emphasis on humility, has earned Oman the well-deserved reputation of being the hidden jewel of Arabia. It stands today as a genuine sanctuary of tranquility, where safety is a guaranteed aspect of daily life, crime is virtually non-existent, and welcoming hospitality is treated as a profound social duty. Muscat, a capital of cleanliness and order. Stepping into the capital city of Muscat feels like entering a grand, living architectural museum, rather than a bustling modern metropolis. Unlike other Gulf capitals that constantly compete for the tallest glass towers and most eccentric skylines, Muscat enforces a strict, admirable royal decree to preserve its visual identity. No building is permitted to be taller than a few stories, and every single structure must strictly reflect traditional Omani architectural styles. This means you will see beautiful white or cream-colored facades, elegant arches, intricate arabesque lattices, and classic dome windows decorating even the most modern office buildings and shopping centers. This meticulous urban planning creates an incredibly clean, orderly, and visually harmonious environment that feels worlds away from the hyper-fast, overwhelming luxury of nearby Dubai. Life here moves at a refreshingly measured, peaceful pace. The streets are remarkably spotless, kept pristine by a society that takes immense pride in civic order, and traffic flows with a sense of disciplined politeness. Manicured green gardens, palm trees, and vibrant bougainvillea bloom surprisingly against the stark, dramatic backdrop of the rugged Al-Hajar Mountains. Muscat successfully proves to the world that a capital city can be thoroughly modern, wealthy, and highly functional, without sacrificing its historical soul, offering its residents a quiet, sophisticated lifestyle that values community, heritage, and serene coastal beauty over flashing neon lights and crowded concrete jungles. A developing nation without perennial rivers. How does a country achieve high economic growth, sustain a thriving modern population, and green its urban landscapes when it literally does not possess a single river that flows year-round? This is the stark, uncompromising geographical reality confronting Oman, where water is treated not just as a common utility, but as a priceless strategic treasure and the literal lifeblood of the nation. Historically, ancient communities survived in this hyper-arid climate by engineering the Aflaj, an extraordinary, UNESCO-recognized network of underground gravity channels that channeled water over miles from mountain springs directly to distant farms and villages. sharing every drop with mathematical precision. Today, while these historic stone channels still beautifully irrigate rural oases and terraced mountainsides, the nation's immense urban growth and modern survival depend entirely on a massive, high-tech network of coastal desalination plants. These advanced industrial facilities process millions of gallons of seawater from the Arabian Sea daily, turning it into fresh water to fuel homes, businesses, and public infrastructure across the country. Managing such a scarce and expensive resource requires massive capital investment and intense long-term environmental planning, which has made water conservation a core pillar of public awareness and education from a very young age. Oman's ability to turn a parched, unforgiving landscape into green parks, agricultural zones, and functioning modern cities stands as a truly remarkable triumph of human engineering and sheer determination over nature's harshest limitations. Living and thriving under the blistering desert sun. To truly understand the rhythm of daily life in Oman, one must understand how its people have mastered the art of survival under an unforgiving climate. During the peak summer months, from May to September, the daytime temperature regularly climbs past 45 degrees Celsius and can occasionally spike even higher in the interior desert plains. This extreme heat creates an invisible atmosphere that forces a complete restructuring of daily human activity. Instead of fighting the sun, Omani society elegantly adapts to it, shifting the pulse of life to the cooler margins of the day. During the afternoon hours, when the sun is at its most ferocious, a quiet stillness settles over the towns and cities. Shops close their shutters, public offices finish their operations, and families retreat indoors for lunch and a prolonged rest. The real day begins after the sun dips below the horizon and the evening breeze rolls in from the ocean. Suddenly, the streets come alive. Families flock to the beaches, public parks fill with children playing soccer, and bustling markets open their doors well into the midnight hours. Behind this seamless adaptation is a massive infrastructure powered by modern technology. In Oman, air conditioning is not a luxury item. It is an essential, life-sustaining infrastructure, much like heating is in northern polar regions. From massive shopping complexes down to the smallest remote bus stops, indoor climate control is omnipresent and flawlessly maintained. This total integration of modern cooling technology with ancestral schedules allows Omanis to maintain a vibrant, highly productive social and economic life without losing their connection to the unique seasonal cycles of their homeland. The evolving role of Omani women in modern society. One of the most fascinating and progressive transformations occurring within this traditional sultanate is the rapidly expanding role of women in the national workforce and public sphere. Oman stands out in the region for its early, deliberate focus on female education. When the country began its modern development drive, the government ensured that girls were given equal access to schooling and university education from day one. Today, that long-term investment is yielding spectacular results, as Omani women are actively rewriting the demographic story of the nation's professional landscape. Step into any hospital, university, law firm, or ministry building in the country, and you will find highly qualified Omani women leading teams and managing critical operations. They excel as specialized surgeons, corporate executives, university professors, and high-ranking government officials, bringing sharp intellect and leadership to the national economy. Yet what makes this progress so remarkable is that it does not come at the cost of their cultural identity. Omani women navigate the professional corporate world while remaining deeply proud of their rich Islamic values and societal traditions. They elegantly wear the traditional black abaya and beautifully styled headscarves while simultaneously driving corporate strategy or defending complex legal cases. The society views this advancement not as a break from their heritage but as a natural continuation of it, proving that an Arab nation can achieve genuine gender empowerment while maintaining a profound respect for its historical and religious foundations. Stepping back in time at Mutra Souk. To experience the authentic, historical heartbeat of Omani commerce, one must travel down to the historic waterfront of Muscat and step into the winding alleys of Mutra Souk. This is one of the oldest marketplace networks in the entire Arab world, and walking through its covered timber pathways feels like stepping right into a classic Middle Eastern sensory tale. Long before modern shopping malls existed, this labyrinth of stalls was the primary trading hub where mariners from India, Africa, and Persia arrived to exchange exotic goods for local treasures. The air inside the souk is thick and heavy, with the intoxicating, exotic scent of burning frankincense resin, mixed with the rich aroma of ground cardamom, cloves, and loose spices. The marketplace is systematically divided into colorful quarters. In one alley, the glittering displays of gold and silver jewelry catch the eye, showcasing intricate Omani khanjars, the traditional curved daggers that local men wear with immense pride during formal national celebrations. Further down, vendors display hand-woven textiles, fine pashmina shawls, and beautifully crafted sandalwood boxes. What truly separates Mutra Souk from many other global tourist markets is its absolute authenticity. This is not a manufactured tourist trap. It remains a vital piece of the local neighborhood fabric. Every single day, local Omanis come here to haggle over prices, buy household goods, catch up on local news, and sit together at small cafes drinking hot cups of sweet karak tea, keeping an ancient tradition of community commerce alive and well. The nomads of the endless dunes. Life in the Wodaabe sands. Beyond the coastal cities and jagged mountain ranges lies the vast, shifting wilderness of the Wodaabe Sands. This breathtaking ocean of copper and golden sand dunes, stretching for thousands of square kilometers across the heart of Oman, is the ancestral domain of the Bedouin, the legendary nomads of the desert. While modern urbanization has drawn many families to permanent towns, a significant number of Bedouins still maintain a profound, unbreakable connection to this sea of sand, preserving a lifestyle that has outlasted empires. Daily life in the Wodaabe Sands revolves completely around the rhythms of the desert and the welfare of livestock, particularly camels. To a Bedouin, a camel is not merely property, it is a direct gift from nature, a symbol of status, and a highly intelligent companion capable of navigating trackless wastes. Bedouin women play an equally vital role in this harsh environment, famous for crafting intricate, vibrant textiles and driving four-wheel drive vehicles across towering dunes with astonishing skill to manage family affairs. The depth of nomadic survival knowledge passed down through generations is staggering. A Bedouin can read the ripples of a sand dune like a map, predict weather changes by the behavior of beetles, and locate hidden pockets of moisture beneath parched riverbeds. Even as modern conveniences like satellite phones, solar panels, and water trucks find a place alongside their traditional hair tents, the core values of the desert remain completely untouched. Hospitality here is legendary. A traveler emerging from the sands is treated with the highest honor, welcomed into the shade with fresh dates, bitter aromatic coffee, and a genuine protective warmth that defines the nomadic soul. Frankincense, the sacred treasure of Oman. To walk through the streets, homes, or markets of Oman is to be constantly accompanied by a gentle, wispy trail of fragrant smoke. This is the scent of frankincense, the literal aromatic soul of the nation. In the ancient world, this hardened, milky sap harvested from the knotted, resilient Boswellia sacra tree was considered more valuable than gold. It was a luxury commodity prized by Roman emperors, Egyptian pharaohs, and Chinese emperors alike, creating an ancient global trade route that put Oman at the absolute center of world commerce. The southern Dhofar region of Oman, with its unique microclimate shaped by the annual summer monsoon, remains one of the premier producers of the highest grade frankincense on the planet. Harvesting this legendary resin is a slow, meticulous art form that requires immense patience and ancestral knowledge. Harvesters carefully score the bark of the wild trees, allowing the white, milky sap to slowly ooze out, crystallize under the intense sun, and harden into precious, tear-shaped resins over several weeks. Today, frankincense is far more than a historical footnote. It is deeply embedded in the sensory fabric of modern Omani daily life. Every morning, Omani households burn a few nuggets of resin on hot charcoal, carrying the smoking brazier through bedrooms and living spaces to purify the air, repel insects, and infuse clothes with its distinct, earthy, citrus-like aroma. It is a universal gesture of welcome offered to guests, a medicinal remedy brewed in drinking water to soothe digestion, and a proud, tangible link to an illustrious maritime past that continues to perfume the present. Isolated Edens, the high mountain villages of Jebel Akhdar. Leaving the burning desert floor behind and ascending into the clouds brings you to the dramatic, breathtaking heights of Jebel Akhdar, the Green Mountain. rising nearly 3,000 meters above sea level. As part of the majestic Al Hajar Range, this high-altitude plateau offers a stunning, unexpected contrast to the rest of the country's arid landscape. Up here, the air is crisp, cool, and thin, providing a fertile sanctuary where remote, ancient villages cling precariously to the edges of vertical limestone cliffs. For centuries, these mountain communities lived in absolute isolation, accessible only via treacherous, winding donkey tracks carved directly into the rock face. To survive in this vertical world, the villagers engineered an extraordinary system of steep, terraced stone gardens built into the mountainsides. These terraces are fed by the same ancient afflage water channels found in the valleys, creating a highly efficient, sustainable agricultural marvel that allows lush greenery to thrive amidst barren stone. Jebel Akhdar is globally famous for its unique agricultural bounty. In the spring, the entire mountain plateau erupts into a sea of soft pink as thousands of local damask roses bloom across the terraces. The villagers harvest these delicate petals to distill pure, smoky rosewater using traditional clay ovens, a prized product used across the Gulf for perfumes and culinary treats. As the seasons shift, the terraces bear premium pomegranates, walnuts, apricots, and grapes. The modern construction of paved roads has finally connected these cliffside sanctuaries to the valleys below, yet the mountain people retain their fierce independence and traditional lifestyle, guarding an agricultural paradise that feels completely untouched by the frantic pace of the modern world below. Migrant labor and the petroleum-driven economy. To step behind the scenes of Oman's modern infrastructure is to witness a massive, diverse international effort that powers the nation's daily life. Like many of its prosperous neighbors in the Gulf Cooperation Council, Oman's rapid transformation from a quiet maritime society into a highly advanced nation was accelerated by the discovery of commercial oil in the mid-20th century. Today, petroleum and natural gas revenues still form the rock-solid backbone of the national budget, funding the country's extensive public services and visionary infrastructure projects. However, building and maintaining this modern state has required a vast influx of foreign talent. Today, migrant workers make up a significant portion of Oman's total workforce, creating a rich multicultural tapestry. Walk through any construction site, commercial hub, or hospitality venue, and you will hear a vibrant mix of languages, particularly Hindi, Malayalam, Urdu, and Tagalog. These dedicated workers from South and Southeast Asia handle critical roles, ranging from large-scale engineering and medical care to urban maintenance and services. Recognizing the long-term vulnerability of relying purely on fossil fuels and foreign labor, the Omani government has launched an aggressive economic roadmap known as Oman Vision 2040. This strategy heavily emphasizes Omanization, a structured national policy aimed at training and integrating young, talented Omani citizens into private sector jobs previously held by expatriates. Simultaneously, the country is rapidly diversifying its economy by pouring billions into green hydrogen, global logistics ports, and sustainable ecotourism, ensuring the nation's prosperity continues to thrive long after the final drops of oil are extracted from the earth. The untouched coastline and time-honored fishing traditions. While the interior of Oman is defined by sands and mountains, its exterior is shaped by over 3,000 kilometers of pristine, dramatic coastline. Stretching from the rugged fjords of the Musandam Peninsula down to the tropical beaches of Salalah, Oman's waters are among the richest and most ecologically diverse in the entire Indian Ocean. Long before oil was discovered, the sea was Oman's primary connection to the outside world, creating a legendary nation of master shipbuilders and fearless navigators. This deep maritime heritage is intensely alive today through the country's thriving fishing sector. Every single morning, before the sun breaks over the horizon, thousands of traditional Omani fishermen launch small fiberglass boats into the surf. They use sustainable ancestral line and net techniques to harvest a spectacular bounty of kingfish, tuna, groupers, and lobsters. Unlike other nations that have industrialized their waters with massive commercial trawlers, Oman strictly regulates its fishing industries to protect its marine ecosystems, ensuring that local fishermen can continue to make a prosperous living from the sea. This environmental commitment has preserved an underwater paradise that few places on Earth can match. Sail just a few miles off the coast of Muscat, and you are likely to be surrounded by massive pods of hundreds of spinning dolphins playing in the wake of your boat. Further south, The pristine beaches of Ras Al Jinn serve as one of the most critical nesting sanctuaries on the planet for the endangered green sea turtle. Here, under the protective cover of night, thousands of these ancient creatures crawl ashore to lay their eggs, standing as a beautiful symbol of a nation that carefully guards its natural treasures. Oman, a harmonious equilibrium between tradition and modernity. As our deep journey through this mesmerizing sultanate comes to a close, a striking, undeniable truth emerges. Oman is a nation that has mastered the incredibly rare art of progressing without losing its soul. In a region where rapid wealth has often resulted in hyper-urbanization, architectural flashiness, and the erosion of local heritage, Oman stands out as a proud, elegant exception. It has chosen a path of deliberate moderation, prioritizing cultural preservation, environmental protection, and community well-being over superficial global prestige. This harmonious balance is visible in every single layer of Omani daily life. It is present in the young Omani professional who operates advanced tech in a glass office building, but returns home to sit on the floor with his extended family, sharing a communal platter of rice and meat. It is found in the meticulous urban laws that reject chaotic skyscrapers in favor of elegant traditional arches, and in the profound societal values that treat the ancient law of desert hospitality as an absolute moral obligation. Oman successfully proves to the modern world that a country does not need to erase its past or mimic Western architectural trends to be considered fully developed and prosperous. By firmly anchoring its future in its own historical identity, Islamic principles, and peaceful diplomacy, this quiet sultanate has created one of the most secure, stable, and genuinely fascinating societies in the entire Arab world. A place where the past isn't lived in museums, but beautifully walked through every single day. Our exploration of Oman reveals a country that defies easy categorization. It is a wealthy oil state without the ostentatious glitz, a deeply conservative Islamic society that actively champions female leadership, and a hyper-arid land that blossoms with life through sheer human ingenuity. Oman reminds us that true national progress is not measured by how high a country can build its towers, but by how firmly it holds onto its roots while reaching for the future. From the pristine coastlines to the silent dunes of the interior, the spirit of Oman remains constant, peaceful, hospitable, and quietly confident in its own unique identity. As the sun sets over the white rooftops of Muscat, casting a golden glow across the eternal mountains, the call to prayer echoes across a land that remains, without a doubt, the true, authentic soul of Arabia.